Hi, my name is Athena, and right now I'm going to tell you about how I nearly ruined 3 people's lives at once. One might say that I'm a person with the wrong attitude. Maybe it's true, I can be intense, stubborn, and quick-tempered, but I never feel lost, and I always know what has to be done in order to keep everything right. I just can't be different. My mom is single, and I am the only support she has in her life. That's why I try to protect my mom from any stress or commotion, including the kind that can happen in her love life. She is young, beautiful, and very kind, and she deserves nothing less than the best man ever. From time to time, when she's started seeing somebody, I start watching them closely. If these men even so much as make a small mistake, I throw them out of her life. Trust me, I know how to do it. Just one warm conversation, or a couple of wild outbursts, and they disappear forever. But Mom's new boyfriend turned out to be some kind of monster. First of all, he was only 7 years older than me. Can you imagine? 7 years! When Mom introduced us, I was so shocked that I behaved myself. But as soon as I had the chance, I tried to talk to her boyfriend. His name was Tom. And you know what? He was not scared of me at all. He calmly replied that we had to communicate for the sake of my mom, and that he was in love with her and he would not give up. Frankly, even I was a little confused, but it only made me more determined to get rid of him. From that moment on, I was constantly irritated, and I had to somehow deal with him. Tom behaved as if nothing had happened, and it made me mad that he was there, so calm and friendly, like everything was fine. I was hoping that my mom would notice how bad I felt, but she suddenly turned blind and did not notice any problems. She paid less attention to me, and while on the one hand it was good because it meant less of her control over my own life, on the other hand, the reason for this was not that I grew up. It was all because of her new boyfriend. She began to spend forever preening herself before she went out, and she bought herself so many things that would have looked way better on me than on her. She used a lot of makeup, did her hair really cool, and overall acted way more relaxed than she used to. I thought that all of this looked disgusting and ridiculous. One day, I found out that Mom and Tom go out to the same places where me and my friends go. Oh my God, I would have died of shame if my friend saw my mom dressed in her hip t-shirt, holding hands with a guy who had barely graduated from college. Another time, we made plans to go to the movies. Mom was late getting there from work, so I had to stand in front of the cinema together with him. Can you imagine? People thought we were a couple. He seemed indifferent, but I wanted to die of shame. This guy was not mine. And then a terrible thought came into my mind. What if they decided to get married? I could not bear the thought that someone might confuse my stepfather for my boyfriend. That would be a nightmare. Once, when Tom came over to our house, I noticed that he was nervous. He seemed to be hiding something in the pocket of his jacket. I suspected something sketchy was going on and decided to find out what was happening. When we were watching TV in the living room, I sneaked into the closet, found the hanger, and checked his jacket. Of course, I understood that this was bad, but I was doing it for my mom. I just had to know. And guess what was there in his pocket? A little velvet box with a ring inside. I panicked. There was one thing that was clear to me. I had to do something. When I entered the room, they were sitting on the sofa watching TV and laughing, but I loudly made myself heard and told my mom that we needed to talk now. And when we left the room, I insisted that she had to dump this guy. Otherwise, I would pack my things and leave. Mom did not say a word. She returned to the living room where she quietly talked to Tom for a long time. I don't know what she told him, but after that he left abruptly without even looking at me. He did not come back, and Mom ditched all her new clothes and her makeup and became delicate again. She looked like my old mom. I was happy with myself and with what I had done for her. But soon, I understood that Mom was not the same. Yes, she was my mom, nice and kind, but also very, very sad. She only left home to go to work, spending the rest of her day in her bedroom. I was hoping that it would pass, but one day I overheard her talking on the phone with a friend. She told her, "I guess I have to stop trying to live my own life. I have a daughter and I should live for her." I felt depressed and ashamed, and I realized how selfish I had been. I will soon finish school and probably move to some other city to go to college, and my mom will be left all alone. And, well, I didn't like Tom, but it was me who didn't like him. And I didn't like the way she behaved, but she was so happy when she was with him. And to be honest, Tom has never really done anything bad. I did not sleep all night, and in the morning I went to the place where he worked. It was, by far, the most difficult conversation I've ever had in my life. But I apologized and asked him to come back to my mom. And when they were together again, I asked my mom to forgive me. And even though I am still panicking when I think about their wedding, I know I wouldn't change a thing. Even now, I am sure that I did everything right. Please comment with your thoughts about what happened. Share this story with your friends, and remember, whatever happens, it's not okay to only think about yourself.